Okay, so today we're going deep on something pretty crucial, I think, in the online world, and that's trust. Can we believe what we see and hear online anymore?
Yeah, it's getting harder, right?
Exactly. And that's thanks to this, this whole evolution of deepfakes.
Yeah, Deepfakes 2.0, basically.
2.0, and we've got a ton of sources, articles, reports, all looking at just how tricky these hyper-realistic AI manipulations are getting.
Right. I mean, you might remember the kind of the first wave of deepfakes, and they're pretty easy to spot, right?
Oh yeah, I remember this.
But this is a whole new ballgame.
The whole different beast.
This is like AI on steroids, basically, where these programs are learning to create these, fake videos and audio that are just so realistic.
It's wild.
It's not just like swapping faces anymore. It's like they can completely change what people are doing in videos or voices, like everything.
So give me a for instance, what does this actually look like, out there in the wild?
Okay, so imagine you see a video and it looks totally legit, and it's of a world leader, somebody really important. And they're making this huge announcement, maybe even about going to war.
Oh, what?
And it looks real. It sounds real, but it's completely made up. It's AI.
Totally fake.
Totally fake. Or how about this? You get a voice message.
Okay.
From, your mom or your best friend, and they sound exactly like themselves. But it's actually an AI perfectly mimicking their voice asking you for money or something.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is already happening. We saw last year a deepfake video of a CEO
Right.
announcing a fake merger.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it caused total chaos in the stock market.
Oh yeah, tanked their stock.
And think about elections, right? The potential for spreading fake speeches. Oh yeah, from candidates that look and sound totally real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary to think, how that could influence people. Okay. But to make this even more real for our listeners, let's paint a picture here. Okay. You get a video from a friend and it seems to show you at a party last weekend.
Right.
The lighting's right, the background noise, it sounds like the party, you even look like you're laughing at a joke.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you weren't even in town that weekend. Hey, that is how good Deepfakes 2.0 are getting.
And the thing is, they've gotten so good because they've learned from the mistakes of the past, right?
Okay.
Remember those early deepfakes where the blinking was off, where there were weird shadows?
Yeah, they looked kind of glitchy almost.
Exactly. Well, the AI behind Deepfakes 2.0 uses these really advanced techniques, like generative adversarial networks or GANs. And they learn from tons and tons of real data so they can basically iron out all those little imperfections.
Wow. So they just keep getting better.
Yeah, even experts have trouble spotting them now.
So what are we doing about this? Is anybody working on ways to fight back against this?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because it feels like we're in this constant arms race,
It's a cat and mouse game, totally.
Okay, so what's happening?
So on the tech side, you've got companies like Intel. They've developed this tool called Fake Catcher.
Fake Catcher, okay.
And it's really cool. It analyzes the blood flow in the pixels of a video.
Really?
Yeah, because that's something that's really hard for AI to fake convincingly.
Huh. So our blood flow is the key to spotting these things.
It could be one of the keys. Yeah.
That's fascinating.
And then on the legal side, governments are starting to step in. The EU, for example, they're talking about some pretty serious penalties for people who create and spread these malicious deepfakes.
Like jail time.
Yeah, potentially even jail time.
Wow, that's big.
It shows you how seriously they're taking this threat.
So it's not just about the tech companies coming up with tools, it's also about governments actually putting some laws in place.
Exactly. It's a multi-pronged approach for sure.
Okay, so that's the big picture stuff. Mm-hmm. But what about me? As just a regular person online?
Yeah, what can you do to protect yourself?
Exactly. Are there things I can do to spot these or not fall for them?
This is where media literacy comes in, and it's more important now than ever before.
Okay, more important than ever. So what does that mean in this context?
So anytime you see a video online, any video, you need to stop and think, where did this come from?
Okay.
Do I trust the source? Is it a news outlet that I recognize and that has a good reputation?
Okay, so check the source.
Always check the source, and also pay attention to your gut feeling.
Okay.
Does something about the video seem off, even just a little bit?
So like trust your instincts, basically.
Yeah, trust your instincts. And if it's like a really shocking video or something that makes you angry, that's when you really need to take a step back and do some digging.
Okay, so don't just immediately share it, you know.
Exactly. Don't just hit that share button.
Verify it first.
Fact check it, cross-reference it with other sources that, are reliable.
Okay, that makes sense. So what else is being done? I mean, are there any other tools in the works that could help us, average folks?
Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff being developed.
Okay, tell me.
So researchers are looking at this idea of crowdsourced detection.
Okay, so like using the power of the people.
Exactly. Like if enough people flag a video as potentially fake, that could be a really powerful signal.
That's a really neat idea.
And then there's also the concept of real-time scanning apps. So like think of it like a spam filter for videos. It would analyze videos in real time and alert you if it detects signs of manipulation.
Oh, that would be amazing.
It would be a game changer for sure.
So is there anything I can do proactively, like right now to kind of protect myself or even, be part of the solution?
Well, this is interesting. Some people who are, really active online, like influencers, and then to experiment with something called digital fingerprints.
Digital fingerprints. Okay, what's that?
So basically, these are tiny, almost invisible watermarks that they embed in their videos. And they're designed to be really hard for AI to mess with.
So it's like a way to prove that the video is really theirs.
Exactly. It's a way to verify the authenticity of the content.
So it's like their own personal stamp of authenticity.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up here, what's the main takeaway for our listeners? What should they be thinking about as they go back out into the wild west of the internet?
I think the key is balance.
Balance, okay.
You need to be skeptical. You need to be vigilant, but you don't want to become paranoid.
Right.
The internet is still an amusing tool. It connects us, it informs us, it entertains us. Yeah. But now we just have to use it with a little more awareness.
A little more discernment.
Exactly. We need to sharpen our critical thinking skills.
So it's not that we can't trust anything online anymore. It's that we have to be more careful about what we trust.
I think that's a great way to put it.
So trust isn't dead, it's just evolved.
Right. And we have to evolve with it.
And on that note, here's something for our listeners to ponder. Would you trust a deepfake of your favorite online personality?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It really makes you think about how much we rely on what we see and hear online.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for diving deep with us today.
It's been a pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.
See you then.